The Michigan Wolverines just got the guy everyone wanted. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron,
I'm Paul.
and we're the Big Ten guys. We talk Big Ten sports on the daily news, rumors, insights, whatever it might be. Don't miss out. All you got to do, subscribe, notification bell, and hit the like button. It'll take you 2 seconds. So today, what we're going to be talking about, the Michigan Wolverines. And before we start, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to try to be non-biased, which I will be. I'm a Michigan State fan. Paul, who's your fandom
I'm a
with?
Michigan fan, so I'll make up for that a little bit.
Sounds good. So, Paul, tell them what the good news is for the Michigan Wolverines.
All right, the Michigan Wolverines just stole an amazing recruit out of the state of Hawaii. My guy Malachi Lee. He is a 6'6", 320-pound behemoth who plays offensive tackle. Bama was going after him. Georgia was going after him. Texas was going after him. But he wanted to go to offensive line U. He's coming to Ann Arbor. Big get for the Wolverines.
Huge get for the Wolverines. My biggest surprise is our boy Tommy Chang. If you know who that is, you are a true college football fan. He wasn't able to convince him to go to the University of Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors. But I understand why he's going to the University of Michigan. And I'm going to be honest, Paul, that when the Michigan Wolverines won the national championship, Harbaugh went to the Chargers. I really want to say San Diego, but I know it's LA. When he went to the Chargers and they got Sharon Moore, I thought they were going to go on a downward spiral. I really did. I was excited for the Ohio State game because I assumed they were going to get killed. And then somehow they win that game on the back of their defense. And then they go play Alabama. And I was like, guess what? They're going to get smoked. And they didn't. And so the Wolverines are proving a lot of people wrong, especially with the recruiting class. So what else you got to say about that, Paul?
So I love it because if you look back at the national championship Wolverines, obviously J.J. McCarthy was great, Corum was great, the defense was great, but those teams, well, the championship team in the years before, that was built around the offensive line. Back-to-back Joe Moore award-winning offensive line. And for all the talk about the whole "we know your play" scandal, I don't really want to talk about that.
Your boy Connor Stallion. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
But for all the talk about that, there were so many games against Bama, against Ohio State, against Penn State where it's the third quarter, it's the fourth quarter. You know what Michigan's running. There were times they ran it 20 times in a row, and you couldn't stop it because their O-line was too good.
Too good.
They just lined up and they drove you back 5 yards and moved the chains and scored and ran it down your throat. And that's what Michigan football is built upon. Last year, the O-line wasn't great. They need to get back to the way things were, and my boy Malachi Lee is a great start to that. And they also, in the 2026 class, already have a four-star, my guy, Bear McWhorter. He's on the interior of the O-line, but he's a great get too. Things are looking up on the O-line.
For sure. And I will tell you, the year they won the national championship and they played Michigan State at Spartan Stadium, it was rough to watch. I wish we could have just played. We knew they were running the ball, and I just was like, we might as well just play our goal line package because Lord knows we're not able to stop anything. But anyways, Paul, specifically looking at going into this year, because we know Lee's not going to be playing this year. He still has one more year till he graduates, and then he'll come be a Wolverine and get paid probably a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But specifically looking at the offensive line this year, what are you excited about? And do you think they're going to build on some of the success, even though the offensive line took maybe a little step back last year? Do you think they're going to build off some of the success that they did have and the potential they have to develop some of these players? What are you looking forward to in this offensive line?
So there's two things I'm excited about for this year. The first one is if you look at that Bama game, they shuffled the O-line a little bit. They moved Evan Link over to left tackle, and then they started he was a true freshman last year, Andrew Sprague, but he'll be a sophomore this year. And that one change honestly made a big difference. That was their best offensive line game of the season. Both guys coming back this year. They got a transfer out of Cal Poly, Brady Norton. I'm not 100% that he's going to start, but he is solid depth in case of injury. And they got a couple other guys who have been developing that should be pretty solid. But reason number 2, I think they're going to get a lot better.
I know what you're going to say.
Is they have a quarterback who has a pulse. I mean,
Wait, you're not saying it's not Tuttle, it's not Warren, it's not Orgy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to throw shade at those guys, Michigan legends.
Hey, listen, they
beat Bama.
They beat Bama and they beat Ohio State and they won the national championship.
Yeah,
so
you can't hate too much on them. But truthfully, like, you look at that team last year, and defenses, like, I don't think they ever left their safeties back. Michigan was just going against 8-man boxes every single game. It's hard to run the ball against that. And, like, the teams were, like, inviting them to throw, and Michigan's like, yeah, we can't do that. Yeah. Like, they couldn't throw the ball more than 5 yards. Orgy couldn't throw the ball past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And any time they did, it was a gift to the defense. So I think just whether it's one of the transfers that came in, or I personally think that it's going to be Bryce Underwood, like, their quarterback position is going to be much better, much more mobile, and safeties are going to have to give him a little respect, and I think that alone is going to be a big boost for the offensive line.
And here's the deal. You don't pay someone, was it $10 million?
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay someone that kind of money and put him on the bench. He's I believe before his junior year when he played in the state championship at Belleville, he said, essentially, I'm a unicorn. And the man is. Though I'm not thrilled that the Spartans have to play him 4 times, hopefully maybe only 3 if he's good enough.
Probably, yeah.
If he's good enough to go to the NFL.
4 years.
But if that happens, I don't think they contain him.
Yeah.
But he's going to make that offensive line look better, and it's going to keep defenses on their toes, and it is going to be incredibly hard to defend because not only can he throw the ball, but he can run, and he is electric. So, going to make him look significantly better.
And you look at last year, so like I think of the payday he got as similar to I call him Nico Amalivia, who went to Tennessee. Like, you get a good freshman QB like that, and he can push your team to the next level, even as a freshman.
But you can only hope, because if anyone knows anything about Nico, is he wanted more money. So he said peace to Tennessee, or asked Tennessee, this is my demands. He didn't get it, and he ended up taking less at UCLA. And we all know in the Big Ten, UCLA is absolute trash. And so best of luck, Nico. Sorry you had to take a pay decrease to go to a worse team. Yeah, sorry.
But a better conference.
Yeah, better conference. But,
Big
I just realized he's a Big Ten guy now. And so, anyways, that's beside the point. But Michigan Wolverines, looking up this year, I think are going to surprise a lot of teams. And I think a lot of people might be looking down and thinking the Wolverines are obviously back yet to their national championship, maybe caliber team, but they are coming, and they're recruiting players just like Lee to help bolster back into a team that can win national championships. So anyways, anything else to say, Paul?
I was hoping we could hear from you guys a little bit. Who do you think's going to break out for Michigan this year? I think it's going to be Underwood, one of their receivers they brought in, a new running back. We'd like to hear from you. Comment below. Who do you think is going to be a surprise player from Michigan who can help lead them back to the caliber we know they can play?
Who do you think? I have no idea. Bryce Underwood's probably my guess. But anyways, comment below. Tell us what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like button, notification bell so you don't miss out on Big Ten content. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Thanks.